Hello students, welcome to the lesson of sentence correction. I really appreciate your extra efforts to learn more by yourself by following me here. So the following sentences are made by some of you. I have chosen some common mistakes to correct with you, and hopefully after this lesson you will avoid these mistakes, will have a better chance to get a pass in your exam, in your public exams, for example the DSE. Okay, so level 1 mistakes. I agree with that Hong Kong students should focus on their studies. A few mistakes here. Yeah, first of all, I agree, right? Why is there an S here? When we say the singular subjects, right? It's used with an S in the verb. It actually means he, she, it. He, she, it agrees. But I agree. I agree. I, we, they, you agree. I, we, they, you, okay, agree. You can say I agree with what? With a person, okay, with you, okay? Or this part is optional. I agree with you that, okay? Hong Kong students should. After should, no ED, right? No ED. Just use an infinitive. Okay, we call focus without ED, okay, an infinitive. That means the base form of a verb after should, okay? Should focus. Please put down in your notebook, okay? Should, may, might, okay? Should, may, might, will, would, can, could, okay? You use with an infinitive, a bare infinitive, okay? No ED, no ING, no S, okay, in the verb. Just say should focus, could focus, can focus, may focus, might focus, should focus. All right? And number 2, what can you do in volunteering during the summer? A lot of you have written volunteer as an activity. No, volunteer, when you mean it is a person, it is a noun, it is actually a person, okay, who volunteers. So volunteer can also be a verb, but when you mean the activity, you had to use ing, volunteering, okay? The same as singing, dancing, speaking, teaching, okay? Painting, drawing, shopping. It is an activity. When it is a noun, it's just a person. Number 3, I am disagree. Students are very focused on their studies. You disagree with this idea, okay? You disagree, put that here, okay? Oh, sorry. Put that. You disagree that after this is a clause, okay? It's a clause. In Chinese, okay, a clause 子句，一个子句嘅意思啦。That consists of a subject and a verb, okay? You see, this is a clause, 一個子句 subject, okay, let me put it down for you. And R is the verb, right? Subject, verb, okay? And this is a clause, underlined. You put a that, okay, after before a clause. I disagree that. And you don't say I am disagree. Disagree is the main verb. You don't put it together with am. Am is another main verb, okay? The same as you say I go to school. Okay, I sleep early. You don't say I am go to school, I am sleep early, unless what you mean is what you are doing right now, okay? I am going to school now, okay? I am sleeping, ing, now. But this is not very logical. If you're sleeping, you cannot speak. You cannot really think like this, right? I am speaking now. Anyway, you can say she is sleeping now, okay? That means when you put be here, is an R was were, be, okay? You must use it with ing, okay? You must use it with ing. And in this case, you just say, I disagree that. Just as you say, I go to school, I sleep every night early here. All right? I hope you can jot things down, because I am not just teaching you how to correct individual sentences. No, I'm not just teaching you how to correct every, one sentence here. I am teaching some general rules, okay, which can help you to transfer your knowledge to other sentences. Number 4, I'm writing to respond to Hong Kong students are very focused on their studies and they are unlikely to gain work experience or volunteer. They are unlikely to volunteer. This part is correct. They are unlikely to volunteer. And something's wrong here. I'm writing to respond to, okay? After respond, we say respond to something, okay? After respond, we say something. That is a noun. Something is a noun, right? That means it can also be a gerund. A gerund means a verb in ing form, okay? 一個動名詞啦，動名詞 gerund, ing, okay? Like eating, singing, dancing, okay? These are gerunds. Respond to something, like respond to you, respond to what? What is this? This is an idea, okay? This is an idea, or respond to the idea that, or the comments that, the opinion that, okay? First of all, you put down the noun, and then you have to explain what the idea is, what the noun is, then you put that, okay? I'm responding to the idea, the comment, that. After that, you see this is a clause. Now, Hong Kong students is the subject, right? Are is the verb of the sentence structure. So you see this is a clause, okay? And they are, right? This is another clause actually. They're unlikely to gain work experience. Okay, so after this you put, before the clause here, put that. And respond to the idea that. Okay, this skill is tremendously helpful for you to answer some exam questions that ask you, okay, what does this refer to, or what does it refer to, right? You say it refers to, refers to something, right? Refers to the house, but sometimes, not just sometimes, but oftentimes, the something, it's a long story. We cannot just say a noun. It's so long, okay? We have to use a clause. Then you use refers to the fact that, okay? For example, the fact that she was satisfied with the result. Okay, the fact that is something you need to learn. Okay, it refers to the story. That's the fact that, okay? The same structure as here, responding to something. Okay, how do you know after, you have to put a noun when? When do you need to put a noun after to, right? The only method is to pay attention to different usages, okay, of phrases. Like you just have to remember respond to something. Always remember this. That means when you learn respond as a new verb, you actually need to learn respond to together. I mean, you need to learn respond to something as a whole phrase, okay? Respond to something, learn it together, okay? All right, I hope you find something really helpful up to here. Question 5. You start a sentence with have, definitely wrong. In Chinese, whenever you want to say have something, you cannot, you have to say 有一啲嘢，有一啲嘢. You have to say there be, right? There is, there are, there is an there was, were. Jot this down, please. There have been, there will be, there is going to be, right? There are going to be, etc. Right? The different forms of be. Oh, I'm sorry. Different forms of be. Okay? That means have something. For example, there are 15 boys in this class. There are a large crowd surrounding the celebrity, surrounding the famous star. Okay? Don't use have. It's quite a common mistake made by you, huh? There are what in this case? Yes, there are, okay? There are more than one type, different types of volunteering jobs, such as, okay, another rule, such as put nouns, okay, such as apples, bananas, strawberries, all right? You cannot say such as when you want to add a whole story using SV structure, that is a clause, right? You have to use for example, and then a whole story, but not just for example, apple, bananas, okay? So such as here, change them as nouns, such as you can say cleaning up the beach, okay? Cleaning up the beach, or actually a more common one is what we usually say, beach cleanups. It's a noun actually, beach cleanups. And tour guides, okay, put an S here, tour guides. Okay, it's a noun. Beach cleanups is a noun in this case. Number 6, look for job, okay? You cannot start a sentence with a verb here. Look for a job to gain experience or to be a volunteer during the summer can let them acquire knowledge outside the classroom. Okay? How can you change look to a noun? Okay? How? Yes, just by adding ing, okay? Remember the general rule, a gerund, that means a verb in ing is treated as a noun, okay? And a subject of a sentence is usually a noun, okay? You need a noun here as in this, so this here. As a subject, you need a noun as a subject, okay? So change this to a noun by putting ing to look, adding here. Looking for a job. Looking for a job or being a volunteer, both are correct. We can say to be, okay? And then the verb is here, let, okay? Can let them acquire knowledge. But I would use help. Okay, help is much better word. Can help them acquire knowledge. Number 7, many teenagers think. So a plural subject is matched with a verb without s, right? So many teenagers think, delete the s, that they should have paid internships. So internship is countable. Put an s here, or you say have a paid internship. Have a paid internship or have paid internships, or they should volunteer. In this case, volunteer is a verb. They should volunteer. That's right here. So about this part, let me share with you how I remember things. Okay, aesthetically, 喺美學上咧，我就覺得好平衡嘅。There is a balance aesthetically, in terms of the aesthetic structure. Teenagers think or a teenager thinks. Okay, so this is a plural 眾數啦，係咪 plural subject. Teenagers, there is an s, and then think, no s. Teenagers think. Okay, there is only one s. A teenager thinks. Okay, there is also only one s. So never two s together. Teenager thinks. Teenagers think. At the end is only one s. Only one s. Okay. In terms of your visual, the visual effects, 喺視覺上啦，視角上 the visual effect or the audio effect. Okay. 喺聽覺上、視覺上啦。They are, it's such a balance here. Teenagers think. A teenager thinks. Okay, this is one of the ways to remember this rule. Okay, but of course you are supposed to remember this. It's such a basic rule. Okay, teenagers, the note as here. Number 8, their life is very difficult. Okay, when you mean different lives, they have different lives, right? Their individual lives are very difficult. More than one life. They have all different lives, different individual lives, separate lives, right? But sometimes we also write something like this. We use a singular form here for life when we mean that they are, all their lives are actually the same type of life. For example, what you mean is CFS, not CFS, maybe this are students' life, okay, in the, or you say the life of students of this, from this school, maybe it's difficult. Not difficult, it's hectic, maybe. Okay, very busy. Then what you mean, you use a singular word here, a singular form, life here. Okay, it means that their life is quite the same type of life. Okay, the same type of life is hectic. But when you mean, okay, they have individual life, separate life, different lives, right, are very difficult. Number 9, in Hong Kong, many people want get help from government. Two mistakes here. Many people, no S here, okay? Many people want, they want to, okay? Yeah, before, not before, between two verb, want and to, you put want and get, you put to, okay? Before, here, want to get help from the government, yes. So we usually say, we put government with the, okay? We also say the environment, the world, okay? In the world. But, okay, we usually just say in society. We don't say in the society. In society, it's okay. A general rule. Unless you mean in that particular community, in that particular group of people, then in this society, right? But when you mean just society, say society. But okay, the government. Number 10, some people may say that gain work experience or volunteer during the summer is very hard. Again, now this is a clause, right? Subject, verb. Some may say subject and verb. This is already a clause structure. And after that, you have another clause. Okay, this is another clause. Two clauses here. The subject, again, should be a noun, right? How can you change gain from a verb to a noun? Yes, just say ing, put ing, okay? Use a gerund, gaining, yes. Gaining work experience or volunteering, okay? Volunteering becomes an activity, a noun, okay? A noun here. During the summer, when you mean the true activity as a whole entity, a whole thing, 一個整體啦，一個整體, then you use the singular verb, is, okay? All right, number 10. Volunteer is very meaningful. Volunteer is a person, okay? Not the person. What you mean is an activity, volunteering. Yes. 12. Volunteer can build our relationships. Yes, first of all, you mean the activity can help you expand your networks. But when you say build relationship, better put help, okay? Can help build a relationship or can help us build a relationship, help, okay? Alternatively, you can say volunteering can expand our social networks, okay? We can know more people, right? Can help us expand, or just say can expand is good enough. But when you say build a relationship, it can build a relationship. It can help us build, not volunteering build, okay? We build our relationships, okay? We build, so they help us build. Friendships, right? We build friendships in volunteering, right? So volunteering helps us build, not volunteering builds. But volunteering can expand, okay? It can expand our networks. 13, also can help you understand your potential. A sentence is always, when it is a clause, okay, there is always a subject, okay? No subject here. What can help you? What can help you? Maybe you mean having some work experience can help you, okay? Or having a paid internship can help you understand your potential. This is a subject. It's a noun phrase, right? A subject can help you understand. All right. In Chinese, we often start our sentence without a subject, right? Especially in spoken colloquial language. In formal writing, you must have a subject. 14. In summary, I hope students will not narrow-minded. Will not narrow-minded. Now, this is not a verb, right? Will not come, will not do, right? Will not do something. It's a verb. And this is not a verb. ED, what part of speech? What part of speech? Yeah, it's an adjective, okay? The part of speech, 起形呢，这个词性是一个 adjective. So no verb here. Will not what? Yes, will not be narrow-minded, okay? Just say, just as we say, she will be, right? Will not be happy. Happy is an adjective, right? Before an adjective, you say be. 15. When they work or volunteer, they can meet new people from different backgrounds. This is correct, okay, this part. Now, after the when here, when they volunteer is a verb. This is a clause. When, you see, subject, verb, okay? This is a subordinate clause. And then this, and after comma, this is another clause, a main clause of the sentence, clause. Here of this part. They can meet new people. So after, so is a connective, 一个连接词, okay, connective. And then you say, you can redefine yourself or make new challenges. In terms of meaning, in terms of sentence structures, all these structures are correct. But in terms of meaning, something is so weird. You say they, right? They, third person narrative. 第三身人稱 right? 第三身人稱 They, and then suddenly you change the noun, the pronoun to you. It sounds so weird. Okay, sounds very weird. So better just change them all to they themselves, okay? They can redefine themselves, okay? They can redefine themselves. And make new challenges on themselves. All right, so sometimes we use they, sometimes we use you, sometimes we use we, right? They, you, we. Better be consistent. Use the same pronoun, okay? We should, we have to do something, or do you mean they, right? Be consistent in your writing. Don't shift back and forth. That means at the beginning of your writing, you have to decide whether you want to use we or you or they, okay? So this is the end of this part. Really appreciate your efforts to learn. I hope you can improve your writing bit by bit. I actually have a course teaching students to master basic sentence structures and avoid some common mistakes. You may want to check it out on my website. Bye-bye.